Okay. Fingers crossed this doesn't fall. Hi guys. I'm gonna attempt to get ready and chat while I sit on the floor of my room. I don't think I need a direction of conversation today, because I think there's just a few things I want to waffle about. First of all, my makeup bag. Basically, when I went travelling, I took this little like travel waterproof really old bag. It was not a makeup bag, it was in that little pouch, and the zip got stuck when I got back, so I had to cut it open, and this is now my makeup bag for the meantime. It works, it's functioning, it's fine. The weather has been, the past few days, rainy. To be fair, the rain is not even as bad as Thailand. That Thai rain was like torrential. Well, so far it's been spitting a little bit out here. The light behind me is kind of funny. Anyway, for perfume, this is what I usually like using. It's literally an incense oil, I'm pretty sure. It's an essential oil. Yeah, I don't think weather's a huge issue for me. Like, when people are like, oh, how's it been back? My initial response is literally always, oh, cold, you know, rainy, it's England. But I actually don't mind it. That's not, it's not really an issue. It's more just the overall vibe of the country. And obviously I think the weather comes into play, but I don't mind the odd rainy day. I think it can be cosy and quite nice and like resetting in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, I went to the gym this morning. It's literally like a 10-minute walk, and obviously the wind at the moment is a bit crazy out here, so that's the only issue. But other than that, I'm not too bothered. It's quite nice to change climate sometimes from hot Thailand. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, it's been nice seeing family here and there and stuff. I've mentioned this before, but obviously my family moved house while I was travelling. So my family home of like 18 years, like my entire existence, I've lived at this house. And they moved whilst I was away. So I've come back to a complete new environment. I've been back here before, but I was only back here for a few weeks, and then I went travelling again. But I haven't really found like a home here. Does that make sense? Obviously it's always going to be my home, it's my family and stuff like that. Like, home is where your family is, so it's not that the end of the world. But I do, and I'm so happy we moved. The place we moved to is so much nicer. Like, the whole thing about it, our house is a lot nicer than it used to be, because we just moved further out from London, which, yeah, that speaks for itself. So I'm definitely a lot happier with the location and stuff like that. It's just, and it was a nice fresh start to leave that all behind, especially because I have gone through drastic change since like leaving that house and stuff, and sometimes going back to that old environment would be quite toxic for me. So this is like a new environment to come back to, but I'm just not struggling. But like, this is my room and it doesn't really feel like my room. Does that make sense? Like, my old room just had stuff all over the walls. It was like, my mum didn't like it because I decorated it. I would redecorate like once a week. I was one of those people that literally moved my bed from there to there to there, to like this to there. I would draw so much shit from my walls, do loads of art, and like, I don't know, pin everything up. It was just like, it felt like my room. I had my incense, I had my crystals and collected things. But like, my mum made a big point out of, when we move, you're gonna have to like clear out some of this stuff. Like, this new house is like her baby, and it's like, I understand if I'm not here all the time because I'm constantly off travelling, I can't really be like, I don't know, make a point of making this mine when it's hers, really. But yeah, it just feels quite weird in a way. It's like, when I'd go back to the old house, I'd come back from travelling, it's like I've come back to my sanctuary, my space. But yeah, I saw my friend Tilly last night, which was really nice. She said she could never watch a video of mine in her life. She said it will make her feel too cringy and awkward, so that's great. My brother stuff, like, to be fair, I don't like when people that I know watch it. My boyfriend commented on one of my videos the other day, and I was like, what are you doing? Go away. I kind of like the fact that it's strangers watching this. And yeah, oh my gosh, I got 1,000 subscribers. Thanks, guys. I also, like, I've said this before, but I genuinely love when people message me, so please do that. Like, I've had some really good chats with people on Instagram, and it's usually like-minded people, which I kind of struggle to find. That's what we talk about. We struggle to find people like this in real life, and I guess that's the beauty of social media. So yeah, that's something I was talking about with my friend the other day. When I met my friend for like a lunch, we went on a long walk and stuff, we were speaking about this. And, you know, even my brother said yesterday, he was like, you used to have so many friends. Like, what happened? Like, we were genuinely talking about it, and I did reflect, and I was like, I did. I had a lot of friends. I was in a lot of groups, and like, it's actually mad. We were just like naming people, and it's going on and on. I was like, oh my god, like, and I just don't really have much contact with literally any of them anymore. And it's not like, no shade to anyone. Did I just break this mirror? I think so. Oh no. Okay, that's okay. My dad will fix it. He's like, fucking fix it, Felix, honestly. Yeah, no shade to anyone, but I was speaking about this with my friend the other day that I met up with, because I've literally got, I'd say, about 3 at most, plus my boyfriend. But yeah, we met up. It was like, it's quite difficult sometimes when, you know, you do make plans with old friends sometimes, and sometimes you'll attend these plans, but rather than filling your cup, it kind of like takes from your energy, because if you have like grown from a certain environment, going back to it can be quite hard. Because we was talking about, I do miss how I used to be and how I used to go out all the time, and like at the time for me that was so much fun, but it wouldn't be fun for me anymore, and it's a shame in a way, but also I'm happy how I've grown. So yeah, it's like bittersweet. And the thing is, I've grown out of my old environment pretty fast. I'm still very young, so a lot of people are like, you're wasting your youth and stuff like that, and I do see it because I used to absolutely love that lifestyle, but for some reason it doesn't resonate with me anymore. Is it recording? Sorry, my boyfriend called me and he's at the airport going to Australia, but I'll call him after. Yeah, so it's a bittersweet thing growing out of old environments, and like I said, I've tried to go back to it. Like last New Year's I went out to the pub where I used to go all the time, and I went with everyone, and literally it was everyone, and then Nan was there, and it's kind of the same conversations. How have you been, what are you doing? And I am interested to a certain extent, but I don't know. It's not that I don't ever consider myself above anyone else, because everyone is completely on their own path, but I just don't resonate with a lot of the people in my area anymore. So I think anyway that I've met and that I used to know. I'm sure there's people somewhere around me that are similar, but I usually find them whilst travelling. Like-minded people, that tends to happen. Everyone says it, when you go travelling you meet so many like-minded people. Only like certain type of people will pack up their bags and just go to the other side of the world solo typically, and you know, they're in search for something more. So usually you get on with those people. But yeah, the only problem with this is when you travel you bond so intensely with people. Like it's such a short and intense period of time, typically anyway. Genuinely the only connection that I've maintained since travelling is my boyfriend. Obviously I'm still sometimes in contact, and I'll have on social media people that I've met travelling, but it's that, like, it builds up, that adds up. You meet so many people, you can't stay in contact with everyone, and it's amazing when you do, because obviously you're meant to be in each other's lives. But like, at first I found it quite tough saying goodbye to people, and I'd try and stay in contact, but then I learned that was kind of the way of travelling. But you can never have like too many contacts in the world. It's really nice because now I've got people that I know that I've met in the past in Australia, in America, like all over Europe. There's just, so if I were to go to that place, I probably could text them and say, hi, I'm in the area. But it's a very different types of friendships than you have when you're just settled in your hometown. So I do feel very disconnected in that sense. Like, everyone here has their friend group and their circle, and I'm just not really in one. But that, I am okay with that. I think that's it. I don't want to talk on this too much. I might talk about it in another video, like growing out of old environments. because it's a big thing, especially, I don't know, in your 20s. And I think it's heavily due to school. Like, you've just left school. If you don't go to university, because I'm sure at university you're still going to have this problem, if it's even a problem, because you're still in like a school environment. But I think after leaving school, you're kind of like holding on to what you had, but also what you were forced to have, because you're only friends with these people because proximity, you're in the same environment, you know what I mean, typically. So you're kind of holding on to that, you're kind of finding yourself at the same time and learning what you like, and you're like, can I fit this in with my old life, does it resonate? And it's just, yeah, it's a big confusion. And I'm so happy I didn't go to university, not solely actually, but that's a big reason. I would have lost my mind. Anyways, before I go, I want to show you this book that my aunt got me, which I am so happy with. I think it's such a cool concept. Basically, it's called A Guide for the Advanced Soul. It's by Susan Hayward. I don't actually know how old it is. I'm thinking it's old. Basically, my aunt gave this to me for my 21st because she said that when she was 21, she would use this book, which I think, it's just so cute. And it's a guide. I'm trying to find the date. Okay, published in 1985. It's not too old, but yeah, 1985. Basically, I really like this concept. If you have a problem, a dilemma, you go to the book, you open it on any page, and you read it. For example, I don't really have a dilemma in mind, but let me just read what I've opened. Be realistic, plan for a miracle. So it's like little splats of like inspiration, or a guide of how to deal with a situation. This one is: every time we say I must do something, it takes an incredible amount of energy, far more than physically doing it. Okay, sorry, that took a while to like process my brain. So every time we say we must do something rather than just do it, it takes up more energy. So that's like for procrastination. Basically, I just think it's a really cool concept because I wanted to get into tarot cards and stuff like this, and just like what's meant for you and blah, 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 all this stuff. And I feel like it's a step in that direction. Do you know what I mean? Because they basically say that whatever page you open it to, that message is meant for you in that situation. And I love that, and I think it's a really cool concept. So it's not a book that you go through and you read page by page, but it's like a handbook and a guide, and I'm going to use this a lot. Yeah, excited to see my family friend. She just passed her driving test, so she's quite a bit younger than me, but she's one of my best friends. So yeah, it's going to be a nice day. I will get this out tonight, and I will see you tomorrow.